me to sing if it ain't got that swing. Few words, but they mean so much to me. I've been swing dancing for about 5 years now, and those words hold true to anything I do in my life. Today, I'd like to share with you the history of swing dancing, the popularity of the dance during World War II, and the swing revival that is taking place today. So let's journey back to the late 1920s, Harlem, New York. The Lindy Hop, or swing dancing, or jitterbug, is a social dance, or a partner dance, where two people dance together. It was developed by combining the popular dances at the time, the Charleston, the Collegiate, the Breakaway, and the Texas Tommy. Now today, not a lot of people practice the Collegiate, Breakaway, or the Texas Tommy, but the Charleston is a very big part of swing dancing. The name Lindy Hop is believed to come from Charles Lindbergh. He was the man who completed the first solo flight across the Atlantic in 1927. Headlines at the time read, "Lindy hops across the Atlantic." So that's where the name came from, to just, celebrate the achievement of that time. In the mid-30s, Harlem was the place to be for swing dancing and for Lindy hoppers. Places like the Apollo Theater held weekly contests and prizes, much like some places do today. There's different competitions that go on all the time. Along with the 30s came the onset of World War II. In 1943, Life magazine did a cover story on the Lindy Hop, calling it America's National Dance. During the 1940s, Lindy went from the ballroom to the big screen. Movies such as Hell's-a-Palooza, A Day at the Races, and Twice Blessed featured swing dancing. And now I'd like to demonstrate what all this is.
You're welcome.
That's my visual aid stylist. He's a Lindy Hop instructor out in the high desert. He's also a very good friend of mine. After World War II, swing dance and swing music slowly declined, with the ushering in of a new sound in the 50s and a whole new dance, rock and roll. But along with rock and roll, can't remember what it's called, rockabilly helped with the downline of swing dancing. But 5 decades later, in the 1990s, Lindy Hop was introduced to a whole new generation. In the 1990s, the revival of swing took place. Organizations were formed in the U.S. and in Europe to help preserve and promote swing dancing. Today, you can take classes at local ballrooms, schools, colleges. There's an enormous amount of workshops that you can attend. There's festivals. There's camps, like Camp Hollywood, that takes place once a year. There's also, this past weekend, there was a 24-hour dance-a-thon that was helping with City of Hope. So yeah, 24 hours of swing dancing, pretty awesome. And there's all sorts of competitions. There's the Jack and Jill competition that takes place at numerous dance venues. They're basically what it is, two people that don't dance together, or don't really know each other, are forced to partner up, and you're judged on it. So you're judged on how you lead and how you follow. So, in conclusion, Lindy Hop started on a small dance floor in Harlem, and now it captures the world. The swing community is diverse in age, race, and occupation, but not enthusiasm. As Anonymous once said, swing is so much more than dance. It's a way of life. The music gets stuck in your mind, and the dance is on your heart, and the whole scene is engraved on your soul. You can fly. Thank you.
Mike, what did you think?
Just what I have so far.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I liked the topic. It was really entertaining, and the two strong points I thought how she said it in the 1990s when it came back as a revival, because I also know that I felt like it wasn't really happening until it came back into the 1990s, and then that was strong. And to improving, I just said when you were just dancing, maybe I don't know, talk a little bit before, oh, this step is for this, or I don't know, something because the dance was really cool, but I wanted to know that was the actual limb. Yeah. Okay. And then like I said, the visual was very entertaining and really exciting. I really liked the visual a lot. And overall, the presentation was very well, I thought. I think she had a lot of information, and it was very interesting. It wasn't boring at all.
Well, I'm glad she wasn't boring. That's good. All right, I think you've got a good quote, and there's a nice personal testimony that you're using to get the speech started. The topic is clearly identified. Your thesis statement is basically a preview of what the content is going to be, so it's kind of repetitive there. I think you could use a little bit more justification rather than just your personal experience on this. Maybe talk a little bit more about the revival and the number of people that participate in this kind of dancing. I think that would help make it a little bit more useful for us. I thought you were starting off pretty strongly. I like the historical context. You're going to give us background information on it. You do want to give us source citations for some of that. A couple of the places you did that, for example, you had the Time magazine article that you made a reference to. And I like the information that you've got in the speech, but it doesn't seem to, once we get past the 30s, it's then there's the whole dry spell, and we don't get much reference until we get to the 90s. And then once we get to the 90s, again, there's not much content there. It's just it's a footnote, and you need to develop it a little bit. I understand exactly what Mike means about the visual, because I appreciated seeing the dance demonstrated, but there are a couple of things that are a little awkward about it. First of all, it's just weird watching you dance without any music, and second, I know that it's difficult to talk while you're dancing, so I'm not sure that we need to have you doing that, but I agree it would be something that, what is it that we should be looking for? What makes this distinctive? What should we be watching when you're doing the demonstration? Should we be watching the way, like you were talking about, he leads and you follow? Should we be watching something about how your feet step, the movement, some kind of rhythmic thing that we're supposed to be paying attention to? Because without a context, it just seems like it's a visual without any explanation. And I think you need to include something there either before or afterwards so that we can get more out of it. The demonstration's fun and you did a nice job on it, but like I said, it sort of sits there all by itself when it doesn't get integrated into the speech very effectively. And I think that's part of the problem with the second half of the speech, is that once you've kind of given us that historical context from the 20s and the 30s, it just becomes about, well, and then here's the dance, and here's the demonstration. And I think the speech is not well developed after that point. It needs some more content to it. I thought you did a very nice job talking to the audience for the most part, and from the beginning you tend to look up. You have to look at your notes occasionally, but your voice comes across effectively and you're looking at the audience for the most part. It's a little short, it's 4 minutes and 44 seconds, and so you still have plenty of time to add material to the speech too. All right, thank you.
Can I go next?